Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. It's Mary Jane, and let's talk about Marriage Boot Camp reality TV stars. Season 11, Episode 3, Death Wish. OMG, yes, a death wish. Poorly mom is not going to be too happy to see this episode. She don't know that this is all fun and games because, damn, wishing my son was dead. Then you talking about taking your life. Before you get into a serious, committed relationship, Audrey, maybe you should seek out some help with your situation from childhood before you try to be a wife, a girlfriend, or a mother. Deal with them issues first. That's what it sounds like is your best bet, especially if Paulie is not your idea guy. He's not treating you the way that you want to be treated, where you wish him dead and you think that he is like the worst person in the world, and 95% of the time he makes you feel like shit. That means that you need to pack your bags and you need to leave. You need to get up and go because, girl, you got money, you got fame out here in these streets. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of men that would bend over backwards and lick your feet and be there for you, but it seems like you ain't really feeling poorly. And Paulie, like, damn, man, it's like, yo, of all, we don't never see you in a relationship, but the relationship that you in is like treacherous. It's like crazy. Like, damn, Paulie, like, you just couldn't pick somebody that admired you and liked you, because it don't seem like she likes you at all, because whatever you did to her, she ain't trying to let it go. And sometimes when people can't let go of the past, you can't move over to the future. And it seems like Paulie and Audrey needs to leave each other alone and just clap back at each other and just bounce and just let it be. But you also see, Paulie is also, it seems like he eggs her on too as well, and he knows how to push her buttons. He knows what's going to make her mad, so he tells her, not that he should lie to her anyways, but Paulie did do a good thing. He picked some roses for her to bring it to her because he's still trying to treat her like a queen, because she got the little crown on her head. And so he went to go pick out some roses and he made her breakfast. But before then, he worked out and he did his hair, and she's not feeling. I was like, damn, don't you want the man to take a shower, wash up and be fresh and everything before he makes your meal? You don't want sweaty, armpity, musky food, you know what I mean? So sometimes that smell can come in on the food, and you want it to be sterile. You want your food to be sterile, especially since you're eating in a bed and a house and a bed that, don't belong to you in the first place. And everybody's been using this bed in this house for a long time. So anyways, Audrey's not really appreciative of what Paulie did, but she's appreciative a little bit. But basically, she's upset because he washed up, he did his hair, and he worked out before he made her breakfast, because she wanted him to devote his whole morning to her. Like, throw out his schedule, like leave his schedule behind, the things that he normally do in Las Vegas and how he's on a set schedule, which is hard to be on a set schedule. And this is why this man is in shape. I need a set schedule like that, a workout schedule like that. So we have that situation. So she feels like he still didn't put her before his needs. And so she's feeling a certain type of way. So it is what it is, what you think about that situation. And then Paulie goes downstairs and he want to confide into the other people, the house guests, Kwame and Puma and Kim and Wen. He wants to confide with them and tell them what happened. Like, what do you think about the situation? Because he's probably second guessing, am I crazy? Am I wrong? Did I do something wrong? Or maybe he's trying to get the opinion of Kim because she's an older woman and she knows what women go through or whatever. But needless to say, he shouldn't have been running his mouth for his business, because Audrey don't appreciate it. And she let Kim know too, I don't appreciate you taking my boyfriend's side. I don't appreciate him talking to you, telling you what's going on. And I don't appreciate you defending him. And I don't appreciate you, Kim, choosing his side when I chose your side. When I told you your boyfriend Wen is a nasty, disgusting pig, pervert, and I had your back and I need you to have my back. Don't tell me. So it's like Audrey doesn't want to hear what Kim has to say, whether Audrey should appreciate it. Audrey's also taking it like, oh, you team Paulie, when it should be we are in couples therapy, kind of like together. We're at marriage boot camp. We're deciding whether we want to be in a relationship. And sometimes getting outside opinions do help, but when you teaming up and forming shit, it's a bad for business, because Audrey wants to pretend like, hey, we're the woman team, we against the men. No, you there for Paulie. Paulie's there for you. This guy's there to get some help. There's no team, no team this, no team that, when you're trying to get help. And make sure that when you go home, you have a happy life, because goddamn, Audrey, you sound miserable. And I'm like, shit, what is really happening? So we have this situation, and Wynn is telling Paulie like, oh, she is drunk with power, like she you know, she's taking advantage of the situation because she got the doctors on her side. Kim is saying that it's wrong too as well, like, come on, she don't appreciate that. So they're feeling a certain type of way. Mama D's feeling a certain type of way about Audrey too, like, damn, she needs to dial it back, son. She needs to calm down. Like, damn, if you don't like this man at all, why the freak are you with him? Leave him alone. Bounce, girl. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You got all the plastic surgery going on. You still look good. I believe you can sing too as well. So move on from Paulie D. But he must be laying it down for you to stay in a relationship like that, or you think that you're supposed to be in a relationship where you are mistreated. So I don't know, like, your mother's your mother. You saying your mother mistreated you and did you wrong in your childhood, and you had to stay with her and be around her. So I guess you're feeling like, you know, your second childhood with Paulie, where you're going to stay in a relationship where you want to take your life, or you wish the person harm. If you have to go to them train of thoughts and be that deep about the situation, the person that you want to love and be with forever, ever, then you need to bounce. So anyways, now we get on to the confessionals. They had these confessionals, and they it was funny. They had the confessional. So the couples have to confess to another house guest about something about a relationship, issue in their relationship. And so we got the confessions going on. We got Chris. He's up. He's confessing, I believe, to Puma that basically he's in fear of leaving. He's in fear of losing, his desire, because basically he feels like if he's not emotional supportive, physically supportive, or supportive to her in any type of way that he feels like he needs to be, because I believe he doesn't feel like he can be because she's so independent. So he has a fear of losing his wife, and he doesn't want that to go down. He still wants to have a relationship with her and be with her, but he feels like he's not emotionally there for her. So then step up. Tell her that she's beautiful. Tell her that she's sexy. Kiss her on the leg. Kiss her on the cheek. Bring her some flowers. Sing. Dance. Take her out. Do things to make her feel like you want that. You fought to get her on a Bachelor's. Whatever show you guys was on. Then do that. So we have that situation. And then we have Ernest. Ernest is feeling some type of way about Mama Dee. He tells in his confessional that, if I believe that Mama Dee done slept with this gay man that is her best friend, she's always with him. And if she did, I'm going to leave. And so he's feeling like Mama Dee done cheated on him, but he was locked up and in jail and shit. So how did they have a relationship? One's free and one's not. So we have that situation. And then on top of that, he's pissed off. And then we got, Kwame. She's really feeling like she's going to be a single mother. She ain't going to have a father around. It's going to be a situation that she grew up in, because lacking her father it makes her feel like, what makes her situation with Puma different, that he's going to be around, that he's going to be supportive, because we already know Kwame's mother really don't like Puma, so she ain't that supportive of the relationship. So her not having a father, she doesn't know how to be a wife in a situation, or how a man and a woman supposed to be, and how they're supposed to support each other throughout their insecurities. And so she just feels like he's going to walk out on her one day and she's going to be a single mom. Then she also feel like they don't belong together, they shouldn't be together, or it's a possibility that they might not be meant to be. And that could also go back to her childhood of seeing her father walk out, and then her mother possibly have a negative attitude towards males. And when things go wrong, she's probably screaming, oh, your father ain't here, your father ain't this, your father this, your father that. And so that made her build up, like, even though Puma is showing her love and he hasn't cheated on her and trying to support her in the best way that he can, the best way that he know how, and he hasn't turned his back on her, she's just waiting for it to happen because she heard it and seen it done to her mother. So she doesn't think she's going to get any better than what her mother got. So that's my opinion on that situation. So, but ultimately, she doesn't see a future with Puma. That's what she's really saying. And so we have that situation. And then we have Puma. His situation is where he feels like the sexual connection with, Kwame is like, that's going to be a really big part. Like, he don't understand, like, he wants to have sex. He wants to have the emotional connection with her and that physical connection with her too as well. And he also he doesn't want to fit into Kwame's timeline. Like everything has have to be a timeline, like Facebook timeline, Instagram timeline, her high school sorority timeline. Like he has to fit somewhere in, like, and she can easily just wipe Puma off her timeline because she's so structured and the things that she wants and the ideas that she has in her head about her relationship with Puma. So that's the situation. So we got Wen is basically expressing that he doesn't feel like, Kim is actually attracted to him because he tried to touch her and try to do the thing to her, and she just laid there like a bump on a log. So he felt like, okay, I don't know. And so he feels that way. And then also Kim is also letting us, she also says in her confessional that she doesn't feel like Wen is actually attracted to her because they never had sex. And she's feeling, insecure about that. She don't know what they really have. You guys have friendship. You guys have an emotional bond, a friendship bond, but you don't have that sexual bond right now. So it's best that both of you guys walk away from each other and call it a day, because Kim, you could do a lot better. And Kim always look like if you look at Kim's eyes, she always look like she's scared, like she's caught in headlights. She always look like she's nervous. She always look like something bad's gonna happen. She's always jumping. Her eyes just look like full of fear, and she's frightened. Like, what's going on with that situation? So we have that going on. And I talked about Chris. And so then Mama Dee situation is like, Mama Dee, she talks about she's locking up Ernest because he did some bad things. He stole some things. He sold some drugs. She put him behind bars, but she also dated other men while he was locked up. And she wasn't married to Ernest when she was actually dating other guys, so she wasn't cheating on him. But if he finds out, it's going to be a problem. Of course it's going to be a problem, even though, I don't even know why Ernest would be back with you after you don't lock him and put him behind bars. Anytime you get revengeful, Mama Dee, you can put the man back in jail, but right now he ain't doing nothing. So I'm just saying, anybody put you behind, lock you down, tie you down for 8 years, you know what? The life that we had before was cool. I'm moving forward. And it seems like the situation is not working out with Ernest and Mama Dee, but I think they've known each other so long. They've been through so much shit together. He knows her kids. She knows his kids, the mother, that they're so content with the shit that they have. My Mama Dee is content with arguing and fighting with Ernest because it reminds her of her youth too. It reminds her, her youth, because he was around. He's something stable in her life. He's something that always been there, even though he was locked down for 9 years. And then on top of that, this man came back to me after I put his ass in prison, so she don't want to let him go. And Ernest don't want to let her go either, because he's been locked down for 9 years. He might do jobs here and there, but he's older. He has some health issues. Mama Dee's making a way out of no way. They're making a way out of no way by being on this reality TV show, being on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. So they're trying to make something out of the situation. So I don't believe Mama Dee and Ernest should actually leave each other. I believe that they should stay together, in my opinion, because I think they're used to what they're having. And the way Mama Dee was actually hitting Ernest, she was like tapping him. It wasn't real. I don't think Mama Dee be up in that house beating Ernest. And I don't think Ernest be in that house taking it. And I don't think Ernest is around his mother as much as Mama Dee says that he is, because his bread and butter is with his woman, and then them together as a team doing these shows. And they come, and that's two incomes coming in, because they both have health issues. They're both not young people anymore, and it's like a hard, it'd be hard to move on to as well. And sometimes it's hard to get to know people at a certain age. So, and I think a lot of things that go on with Ernest and Mama Dee is actually for TV and things as well, because Mama Dee wasn't really up there beating up Ernest and hitting him and stuff like that. You could tell Mama Dee can't knock a goddamn fly out. She's still hurting for all the surgery she just had last year. So we have that situation. So boom, guess who goes in the water? Kwame. She goes in the water because she lies. She doesn't tell Puma the whole truth, that she doesn't see that there's a future with him, and she feels like that they might not be meant to be. They might not be together forever. So she gets dunked in the water. Boom, bada, being dunked. And so then we have Paulie and Audrey. They get dunked in the water because this is the second activity, because the doctors are tired of their bullshit. I'm tired of their bullshit, because all they do is argue and fight and don't disagree, and it doesn't make any sense. They both look really miserable. Look at Paul. He looks so miserable. She looks miserable. And it's just like they just look miserable, and it's like they're not moving anywhere. They're just still at the same patch. They're back at day one. And basically, the doctor's saying we need a new beginning. And so that's when Audrey said that, I wish you dead. She was like, sometimes I want to kill myself. And then also on top of that, like, you make me feel worse, like 95% of the time of my life. Then Audrey, you need to move on, girl. Like, why are you wasting your youth on this? You're not going to be young forever, baby. And don't waste your prime years on someone that you feel truly and deeply that it's not meant to be. Move on, go have your kids, go get married to somebody else. And then you can still go on these reality TV shows as well. You might even get your own show and your own special, but you could get it with Paulie even quicker and fast. But so Paulie, he's hurt by this situation. He can't believe that a woman that he's with is wishing him dead. I know Paulie D's mother's like, oh, she was like, come on, son, come back to Rhode Island. So we have that situation. The doctors dumped them both and said, can we have a fresh start? Like, damn, Audrey, you got the crown from Dr. Tola. Paulie D is kissing your ass. Paulie D, we ain't dogging you out. So, like, what's going on? Like, come on. Like, you guys can't, like, come to a common ground at all. Like, imagine what goes on in Paulie D's and Audrey's household. Like, she talks about she cries 24/7. Imagine 95% of the time she feels like Paulie makes her feel like shit. So she must be crying, must be miserable. Everything makes her sad. And then he comes along and he's playing into it by getting emotional, arguing with her, giving her the attention that she wants, whether it's positive or negative attention. That's what she wants. She wants to be the center of his life, whether it's good or bad. So it's just like they are loca. So we have this situation go on. So we get Judge Tola. She tells, Kwame and actually Puma that you guys need to get it together. Like, you have to have discretion, basically, have, I guess discretion, have, like, remember what each other say, stay focused on it, let go of the past, I guess, stay with the branch, move on forward, have discretion, hear each other out mostly. But then you got Kim and, Ryan, and basically she's just saying, like, I don't know what's going on with your situation. You guys need to be truthful, needs to be open with each other, find out what you guys want from one another. Like, is it real? Like, what's going on? She's just like, I don't know. And basically she's also telling Kwame, like, she needs to, make Puma feel much better too as well. Instead of bringing him down, instead of always complaining, listen to what he has to say, support him, show him attention, kiss him, hug him, show him some love. Don't say, like, I'm afraid to be alone, or I'm going to be a single mother. Say, I can't live without you, I want to be with you. Like, encourage him. And she also tells Puma, you need to understand that one truth that Kwame says is not the whole truth, because there's many different layers to the things that she's trying to say, because she's filled with emotions and she's not that great at expressing herself. So one thing can mean 5 things. That's hard for anybody to kind of comprehend, especially when you're trying to deal with facts, and men try to deal with facts most of the time. Some people try to deal with facts all the time, not just men, but sometimes you got to look beneath what they're saying and over what they're saying, on sideways of what they're saying, so you can totally get the gist, because everybody can't communicate. And so basically she don't know what, Judge Tola talking about Paulie, and he was like, you guys need to save it. Like, you need to, have some type of compassion and stop going back into the past and basically kind of like shaming each other, sharing everything. I don't know. It was just like a mess with that situation. And she's actually telling, Destiny that she needs to make her husband feel like he's worthy. And Chris, she doesn't really understand what's going on with Chris' problem, because he's not really showing his true hands. And Puma said that too. We don't even know what's going on with this guy Chris. So we'll see what happened. And basically, Judge Toll is telling Paulie and Audrey, like, they need to move on from the past. They need to stop. They need to push forward, because if they keep going back into the past, and if Audrey keeps holding the past against, Paulie, that they're not actually going to move forward in their relationship, because then he's not going to think that there's a goal or a prize at the end of changing and being good too as well. And Mama Dee, I don't know what she said to Mama Dee and Ernest. What she say to Mama Dee and Ernest? She said, I can't remember what she said to Mama Dee and Ernest. It's just, I don't know. So anyways, we have that situation, And, you know, Paulie right now, he's having a conversation with Puma and Kwame, and he's really upset. He don't know what to do about Audrey wishing him dead. So now he's taking the role of the drama queen that Audrey was doing, but he has every right to, because, you know, we don't take death threats lightly, but she didn't threaten him. She just had the thoughts. And Puma and Kwame is trying to reassure Paulie that, hey, this is just some things that women do. And, you know, Kwame was like, I wish, you know, Puma dead, but I don't really mean it. You know what I mean? And so then you know, Puma said, like, she threatened to hurt me, but I know she's not. But Paulie's not sure whether Audrey's going to do it or not. But they're trying to let him know these are some things that happen in relationship. And since Paulie has never really been in a serious monogamous relationship, he still think his bachelor ways suffice in the relationship with him and, you know, Audrey. But now he's like shutting down. He's mad. He wants to leave. He wants to bounce. He wants to get the hell out the situation, because he's feeling hurt. Now he's feeling like, how am I gonna grow with this woman? But he's over. So it's like Paulie and Audrey both have temper tantrums, but I think Paulie is really hurt, like, damn, because I believe he grew up with his mother and his father, and a woman wishing him dead. Like, he's just like, damn, that's how you feel about me? And you think 95% of the time I bring you down? So they're having their little argument. He's ready to go. And he was like, yo, if you felt all this way about me, why you stay for 2 years? That's your fault. And that way he's throwing mud in her face when he can just say, like, you know what makes you feel that way? Like, I don't want you to ever wish me dead, baby, because I love your, and we know Paulie said in his confessional that he loves Audrey. And if Audrey understood how much that he loved her, things would be different. So I think he has to take a better approach instead of walking away, leaving, and just being frustrated and angry with her, and try to communicate. But he feels like talking to her is like talking to a circle. Peace. I'm out. One love.